Hi everybody, my name is Zachary over here at the Orlando Science Center, and today I had an awesome video planned for you. There's going to be explosions and like laser light effects, but unfortunately a crime has been committed. I know, a crime has been committed, and it's one of the worst ones of all. You see, today, somebody stole my cookies. I know, somebody stole my cookies, and I just don't know what to do without them. So, show's over, wrap it up, let's just go home. Unless, do you think that you can help me solve the mystery? Do you have any super spy talents that can help me solve the incredible cookie caper? Well, come on, get out your clue cards and help me solve this thing. I have this handy dandy whiteboard. We're gonna go over a bunch of different evidence, and we're gonna go over our suspects as well. So, let's start with that. Our suspects and their alibis. Do you guys know what an alibi is? Exactly right. An alibi is the reason why somebody couldn't have done it. They weren't there at the scene of the crime at the time of the crime. So, we'll go over each person's alibi, and then we'll analyze and see if it's a good alibi or not. So, starting with Laura. Laura says that during the time of the crime, she was cleaning out the hive closet alone. I know, that's a shaky alibi. We'll see though. Next up is Ina. Ina was just eating lunch. Eating lunch, we'll see about that. Next up, Spencer. Spencer was giving a guided planet tour here at the Science Center during the time of the crime. That's a pretty good alibi. Let's keep moving. And then lastly, we have Savannah. Now, Savannah was helping a guest find a movie theater at the time of the crime. Now, who do you think has good alibis and who has weak alibis? Exactly. Laura and Ina have pretty weak alibis because they were alone. Nobody can confirm or deny whether they were doing the things they said they were. Whereas Spencer and Savannah had witnesses. And witnesses can be very helpful, but also a lot of work because you got to track them down and make sure that they were doing what they said they were doing. So, everybody, mark down on your clue cards to see that Laura and Ina had very suspicious alibis. All right, moving on ahead, we're going to analyze some fiber that we found at the scene of the crime. As you can see here, we all wear lovely lab coats here at the Science Center. I have my lovely tech assist right here who's going to help me analyze the rest of the evidence. Now, we're going to show you exactly what it looks like when we use our digital microscope to analyze this fiber. So if you go ahead, Anna. Exactly. So now you can see that the fiber here is the color of light blue. Now, as we all wear lab coats, we all wear different colored lab coats. So we have to find which of our suspects wore light blue lab coats. Well, Laura does wear a teal lab coat, but that is a bit of a richer blue. Ina does happen to wear light blue lab coats. Spencer wears garnet lab coats, and Savannah wears hot pink lab coats. Now I think Ina has the closest match, but is this enough evidence? Well, go ahead and mark your clue cards, but I don't think that's enough to convict Ina just yet. For instance, somebody could be wearing her lab coat, or even Anna, my tech here, does happen to wear a light blue lab coat. Now, next up, we'll go over fingerprinting. So, we have this cookie jar where the cookies were stored. Now, locations of fingerprints are pretty important for the scene of the crime. You see, anybody can touch the base of the cookie jar, but to open it up and take the cookies out, you've had to have touched the lid. So, we're going to lift a fingerprint live and try to dust for fingerprints. So you're going to do a nice swizzle motion around, and oh, I think I found one. We're going to use our handy dandy tape, super high tech here at the Super Spies show. Yep, and then we'll put it right on this index card, and there you go, fingerprint. Now there's 4 different shapes of fingerprints, so you can go home and look and see what your fingerprints look like. You can also use a stamp block and then stamp it down onto a piece of paper to see what shape fingerprint you have. But I'm going to hand this over to my lab tech, and they're going to analyze the fingerprint using a very high-tech piece of technology, a magnifying glass. And we're going to look at the shape of it, and we're going to match the fingerprints that we've lifted off of our 4 suspects. As we're analyzing this, we realize there's 2 different fingerprints found on the cookie jar from 2 completely different people. One of them was Ina's fingerprint, and the other one was Spencer's fingerprint, meaning both of them at one point in time had lifted the cookie jar, whether it was to put the cookies in or take the cookies out perhaps. But is that enough evidence to say one person or the other did it? I don't think so. We need some pretty convincing evidence. So let's go on with our last piece, a footprint. Yes, there is a footprint at the scene of this crime. So you see, we have this lovely carpet here that we had in front of the cookie jar, but our thief wasn't so good at their job. You see, they stepped in a bucket of paint before stealing the cookies. Pretty foolish, I know. Who would step in a bucket of paint? A thief. That's who. So we lifted the footprints of each of our suspects to match their shoes to see which footprint matches. And so we're gonna analyze each different footprint. Laura has like a fun checkerboard. Spencer has just like straight lines. Ina has like kind of archways and a hole in the bottom. And Savannah kind of looks like tire tracks almost. So we're gonna analyze the actual carpet. Whose footprint do you think that is? Now, I bet my dollars to donuts that's Ina's footprint. And there's two reasons. I've noticed that very characteristic hole in the heel of her footprint, also in the heel of the footprint that we collected from her. And the second, probably the most important evidence, is that her footprint is smaller than the rest of our suspects. And you see, somebody could have put on Ina's lab coat, somebody might have even, put her fingerprints on there, they could have planted the evidence, but nobody, and I mean nobody, can fit into Ina's shoes. They're just way too small. We can't shove our big feet in there. So with that, I'm gonna mark on my board, and you should mark on your clue card, the last piece of evidence that Ina's footprint was found at the scene of the crime. Now, with all our evidence collected, I want you to take a moment and we're gonna go back over all the evidence and then we're gonna decide who did it. All right, for alibis, Laura and Ina had pretty weak alibis. We found Ina's lab coat fiber at the scene of the crime. Ina and Spencer's fingerprints were found on the lid of the cookie jar, and Ina's footprint was found at the scene of the crime. Now, who do you think did it? Exactly, Ina must have committed the crime. All the evidence is pointing to her. She's the only one with more than one X, let alone all 4 X's of evidence point to her. Good job. Thank you so much for helping me solve this mystery. Now, this doesn't mean that Ina's gonna go to jail or anything like that, but it does mean that we're gonna have a good talking with her. Thank you so much.